What's up, everybody? I said that I wasn't going to do a video this Sunday, but I decided to do one because I did get a few things done to the car that I can show off. So obviously, if you saw the last video, you saw the dual plenum airbox. I have worked the fiberglass, and so I filled the section here and then put a little bit of body filler, but there's fiberglass and then a little bit of body filler just to smooth it out. It's still not completely done. You can see I got a spot here that's not straight. I got to fix that. Another spot up here in the front that's kind of dipped. I got to fix that. The other side looks a lot more finished, but still not perfect, but it's getting there. I may have to straighten out this curve right here a little bit. I want both sides to kind of match, but I did that. I did two pretty big things to the car that I wasn't planning on doing, but it just happened. So the first thing that I'll show is the front and rear window are back in the car. So what I did, because I wanted a complete paint job, was I went ahead and painted all this edge trim underneath this window so that it's painted the same color as the car. Two reasons why I did this. One is I don't know when the body kit's going to be here. I would like to be able to drive the car again, maybe just here around town, and so you have to have windows obviously to do that. And two, I wanted to put the interior together, and putting the interior together without the windows and then having to cover everything to keep all the dust out, that just wouldn't be smart. So it's going to be nothing to tape off the front and rear window when it comes time to paint the car. All of this is going to get resanded down and then finish the body work, and anything that's underneath didn't have to be perfect in the first place, but it turned out pretty good. So we got the front and rear window in. I'm not going to do an instructional video on how to do it. CJ Pony Parts has a pretty good video that I watched, and that's how I followed their instructions. The only difference that I have from their video is I did use the rope around the window. You can still see the tape that was holding it in the center, but I also took a screwdriver and bent it like this. And so when you're in the car, I'll try to open the door here and show you. But when you're in the car, you want to try to get the bottom seal in the best you can and get one of the corners in, whether it be the driver's side or passenger side. And then the screwdriver, you can actually take it and get it underneath the window trim, and this part would be on the front of the window, but you could just keep pulling it up and working it, and you can get it pretty much all the way in the car without the rope. The rope does help, but I found that this screwdriver was a lifesaver for areas that the rope was struggling, mainly in the last corner. The screwdriver really helps. Helped more with the rear window than it did with the front. So that's just a little tip I'll give you. Like I say, this thing was a lifesaver, really helped. And then I didn't have the window seal that, like, I guess professional window shops would use. So I went to Home Depot and I found this stuff right here. It's basically just black silicone, but it's highly rated, and I think it looks good too. Of course, there's going to be trim covering it up. You can see the clips are in there for the trim, but it worked really good. I got it in there. Front and rear are the same. We did also use the strip caulk on the inside, just like CJ Pony Parts recommends. So I did do that. The rope is a thicker rope. It's almost the thickness of like a weed eater pull string, lawnmower pull string. I got this at Home Depot as well. A couple of bucks, well worth it. I can show you the rear window. Like I say, it's in, same thing, silicone on the back. All the clips are there. for the trim. I've got the trim. I already had it powder coated black. Another thing that we got done was we got the dash pad is in. The radio speaker grill, which doesn't have a speaker underneath it, is in. That's powder coated purple to match the car, along with the window trim is also purple to match the car. We got the carpet in, and so like I was saying, getting the windows in so that I can put the interior together. This carpet looks a little blue on camera, but I promise you it is purple. But now I can put all the interior together and not worry so much about dust getting in there because I can roll the windows up. I painted these jambs right here so that I can get the window trim and gaskets back on, and all that can be taped off when I do the finished paint job. Another big thing that we did this weekend is I had to remove both rear axles because I put 2-inch wheel spacers on the rear. I'm going to do the same to the front, but the problem that I ran into was the factory wheel studs are just not long enough. These are really, really short, which was fine for the rim, but the spacer is thicker, and so it came out to maybe there where my thumbnail is at, and then that lug nut barely had room to grab, and that is just very unsafe. And so these had to go. So I ordered these NASCAR style. This is what the drag people run, NASCAR runs. These are, I think, 190,000 PSI tensile strength. These are obviously way too long, so I had to cut probably about that much off. But now I got much stronger wheel studs, and more importantly, the entire lug nut is on the threads, and there's actually threads sticking up past, so these aren't going to break, which makes these wheel spacers a lot safer. You'll hear some people say that wheel spacers are just not safe. They can be safe if they're installed correctly and everything is done correctly. But so I had to pull the axles, obviously, to get those in because I didn't want to damage any bearings or anything beating and banging on them. And plus, these are so long, they just wouldn't clear to get in there anyway without removing it. I could have cut them first, but then it's just a lot more work. They're easier to cut once they're already pressed into the axle. Luckily, I have a press up here in the shop, but I still got to do the front. I don't even know what's involved with doing the front, so that should be fun. I'll probably do that this weekend, maybe. But like I say, I'm kind of focusing right now my attention on the interior. I would like to get all the wiring done, fuse block installed. I've got this aftermarket fuse block here. This is just temped in there so that I could see if it would work. But this is basically going to power all of my accessories, any extra lights that I might add, the radio, and whatever else I wind up putting in the car will be powered from this. I've just got to figure out exactly how I'm going to wire it. Like I say, right now it's just a temporary setup. I was just testing it, but I've got to get it on a switched power, whether that be a toggle switch, or I can figure out how to maybe tie in to the factory fuse panel on a thick enough wire, because you can't run that on a regular size wire like this and expect to power everything and not burn something up. So got to get it wired correctly. Again, I'll probably work on all of that this weekend, and if I have time I might do the wheel studs, and then I would like to finish the body work on the roof. Strongly thinking about just going over the whole thing with a very light skim coat, just like it is here, and then blocking the whole thing out, making sure that everything's level and smooth, no high spots, low spots, whatever. And then I'm just going to work my way down the car, you know, again until I get to there, and then I can't do anything else until the wide body kit gets here. But that's really about it for this video. I did want to just do this quick update. I know we dragged on for 10 minutes, but kind of wanted to show you what I did this weekend. As always, I hope you like it. I hope you subscribe. If you do have any negative comments, hit me up in the comment section. Maybe you don't like the double air intake we got going on here. I personally like it. When you crank the car, those things shake like a shaker hood, and I think this is going to be an attention grabber for sure, but it is what it is. It's coming along. We got a ton of money in this car. I might do a video where I kind of break down what this car cost, but if you want a sneak peek to that, I'm about $40-something thousand into this car right now, and you're probably shaking your head right now saying, how in the hell did you spend that much money and this car currently look like this? But it all adds up. You know, we got $6,000 under the hood. That's a brand new crate motor. You know, we got another $1,000 in front seats, another $2,000 for rear seats, another $1,000 for a headliner, $200 for sun visors. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. $1,500 for wheels and tires, plus the spacers. Those were $250. I mean, I got $1,000 in tail lights that ain't even installed yet. You'll get to see those in a future video, but it adds up quick. Whatever you think you're gonna spend, times that times 10, and that's where you'll be when it comes to messing with these classic cars. I mean, I'm probably $2,000 into paint and body, just buying all the different materials. And you know, this isn't even like the super top of the line. You know, Eastwood's good products. This paint's actually pretty decent. It's probably not top of the line by any means, but it's decent. Like I say, it adds up, but I'm not going to drag the video out. We will do a video in the future, maybe once the car is done, and kind of go over what we spent. It'd be curious for me to see what the car cost total. But anyway, hope you like it. I hope you subscribe. Any support to the channel is always great. I'll be doing another video hopefully Sunday to show you guys some better progress. Until then, have a good one.